Since childhood, a simple formula for professional success is drilled into us. Keep your head down, do the hard work, and deliver flawless results. We are taught that the best output always wins. Yet, look around any office. The promotion doesn't go to the top performer. It goes to the guy who plays golf with the director. The massive supply contract isn't awarded to the cheapest bidder. It goes to a colleague from the owner's past. This creates a strange paradox. Highly calculated, profit-obsessed executives, people who track every penny and optimize every supply chain, will willfully ignore objective data and leave money on the table if it means working with someone they already know. So are these cutthroat decision-makers suddenly acting irrationally? Or is there a specific survival mechanism at play that overrides the data on the page? The idea of a strict meritocracy fails to explain these everyday business outcomes. To understand how high-stakes choices are actually made, we have to look past the spreadsheets. There is a comforting piece of advice handed out to professionals. Let your results speak for themselves. The problem is, results do not possess vocal cords. Spreadsheets, perfect code, and brilliantly designed pitch decks are inanimate objects. They cannot tap a manager on the shoulder and argue for a raise. Only people speak. And human beings naturally advocate loudest for the individuals they already have a personal affinity toward. Relying entirely on the quality of your output to gain recognition removes the required human advocate from the equation. A silent result simply cannot compete with a vocal endorsement. Favoring a friend over a stranger is rarely an active, conscious choice. It is a biological default setting. Psychologists refer to this mental shortcut as a cognitive autopilot, a built-in mechanism for mitigating risk. This maps a decision-maker's brain. Evaluating a stranger forces a complex analytical rope, requiring high friction, triggering risk aversion. But when a known contact is introduced, familiarity instantly bypasses that friction. The brain takes a direct route, shutting down threat detection. This mental shortcut prioritizes the immediate feeling of safety and predictability. The warm feeling of trust easily overrides the objective superiority of someone else's raw qualifications. Place a leader in a high-pressure environment with tight deadlines, and their brain is hardwired to choose the perceived safety of a known entity over the calculated perfection of a complete stranger. It is easy to watch this happen and feel a deep sense of resentment. To the outside observer, it looks like systemic unfairness. But we have to distinguish between actual malicious corruption, which actively seeks to destroy value, and a primal biological drive. Forming protective, trusting in-groups is exactly how human beings evolve to preserve value. Pointing out that this biological reality is unfair is a lot like complaining about gravity. It is a constant law of human interaction. Continuing to view every connection-based decision purely as corruption only blinds you to the actual rules of the economic game you are playing. It is time to stop measuring your career trajectory through the lens of objective fairness. This chart models a new equation. Your merit is merely the baseline entry fee. Connection is the multiplier. Remove the vehicle of human connection, and even the highest level of technical skill drops back down to a flat line, remaining trapped and economically invisible. The intentional effort to build relationships with decision-makers is an essential business task. It requires just as much focus as executing the daily manual labor itself. Refusing to participate in this social dynamic out of a sense of moral pride is not a badge of honor. It is an act of professional self-sabotage. We have to rethink what we mean by hard work. It means stepping away from grinding in isolation at a desk and taking on the vulnerable, often uncomfortable task of building genuine human relationships. Stop waiting for your flawlessly executed projects to magically grow a voice and argue on your behalf. Instead, work with human nature. Seek out the specific individuals who possess the leverage and the platforms to speak for the value you create. Leave the silent outcomes behind. Step out of isolation and actively build the network that amplifies your value. In a world driven by human autopilot, data is the starting point, but the real weight is carried by the person the decision maker already knows and trusts.